to KwaZulu-Natal now, where President Cyril Ramaphosa is hosting the presidential Imbizo in Umgababa Ward 98. Umgababa is plagued by a number of issues, from high levels of unemployment and poverty to flooding and intermittent water power outages. We cross live now to SABC News reporter Simphiwe Makhanya, who was at the Presidential District Development Imbizo. Good afternoon, Simphiwe. As highlighted in that intro, Umgababa is dealing with a myriad of issues. Just talk us through what was raised today.
Indeed, Mfundo, the president under the Presidential District Development Model today, attended the Imbizo, which was held in Umgababa, where he was really dealing with a plethora of issues. But of course, the issues that community members raised were issues that pertain to service delivery. One of those is the issue of water that is affecting that particular area. When we spoke to the residents there, they told us that they've been dealing with this problem for a number of years now, and also the issue of youth unemployment, which they say, in some instances results to the high rate of crime that is being reported in that part of the province. Of course, those are not the only issues in Mfundo. The issues of basic service delivery, were raised. The issues of, lack of health facilities were raised as well. And of course, we did hear from the ministers responsible for different portfolios when they were basically trying really to explain the progress that has been made by government in trying to address those particular issues. But of course, interestingly, Mfundo, the president, when he took the podium, spoke about, the current issue that pertains to the Spaza shops in some of the townships around the country, saying that this part of this particular problem rather is receiving, the highest attention from the government, saying that government is going to ensure that this particular issue of the Spaza shops is being addressed and is addressed adequately.
And what was the reception of those gathered there when just listening to some of what beyond the Spaza shop issue, just with the president addressing some of those issues? Did it seem as though they were receptive to that message of hope?
Despite the fact that the community members that we spoke to say they've been raising these issues for a number of years, but they are still hopeful that through this particular, participation, the government will be able to address these issues that they've been raising. And I mean, when we spoke to, some of the residents there, they said that, the issue of water in particular has been plaguing that community for a number of years, but nothing has been done. But they are hopeful that this time around, through this participation, through the president coming down to hear their concerns and their cries, they hope that ultimately, a solution will be found on some of the issues that they raised.
I suppose it's quite heartening, because you ever so often hear that some people call this some sort of a talk shop, that you would have these talks but nothing gets done. Beyond the president having come to listen, then there's no implementation of some of what was committed. But then to the glitches that have been reported on, we understand that the Imbizo was delayed by 2 hours, in fact. What exactly happened there?
Well, Mfundo, if you calculate the amount of time that it took for the Imbizo to start smoothly, it's actually more than 2 hours. After the program had started, there were technical issues pertaining to the audio that was, not available at the time before the program started. And after it had started, they also, experienced glitches with regards to that. But of course, the president was at pains to say that government spends a lot of money, when it comes to putting together such programs, and it would be a shame if indeed it does not go ahead as a result of these glitches. I suppose he was just explaining, to the various departments that are involved in putting together this program, to say that next time they should ensure that all is in order. They should have plan B if plan A fails, in order for the program to, run smoothly. But of course, Mfundo, another issue that was raised during the discussions was the issue pertaining to the Bella Act that has been signed by President Cyril Ramaphosa. You of course know that there are two outstanding matters with regards to that particular Bella Act that the president needed further consultation upon before being implemented. And today he took to the podium to assure particularly members of SATU who were raising this particular issue, to say that his door is still open for negotiations, but at the end of December, that would be the cut-off time for for all the stakeholders involved to come together and find some sort of agreement in terms of the way forward. But of course, if there is no way forward at the end of December, the president says he will then be forced to say that the bill must be implemented in its entirety.
All right. Thank you very much, Simphiwe, for that reportage.